right, gang. Welcome back to another Wake Up Humans. And I got my buddy Drew Henderson, and this is a little different tonight, my man. I just got done with my first new patient orientation in Venice, Florida, and I am in my car because I could not sit and wait. I got to get home. And but I don't want to miss this recording, bro. So we might not have any sexy video this time, but we'll have plenty to talk about, my man.
Man, that's all right because even, I'm a stats dude. The videos are good, but the volume of listeners all comes from like Apple Podcasts, comes from all the podcasts, the audio stuff. That's where everybody's listening at. Um, Over 100,000 listens a episode. So that's it's awesome, you know.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. I just as I'm set, patients are like, well, how do we set this up? Where do we sit? And I'm like, listen, it's my first time doing it in this office. Let's just go with the flow. And we had a good crowd, man. It was good. And I have this little tiny whiteboard there. Like, I don't do computers and, you know, slideshows. I like to draw. And in Connecticut, I got this huge whiteboard with plenty of room. And I'm like, guys, this is the inaugural orientation here. And I had I said, this is a little whiteboard. I said, my office in Connecticut's like a basketball court with like a giant white. I said, this is awesome. Like, I've been on mission trips where I had to break a piece of sheetrock off a wall to use it as chalk to draw the message we're going to teach you right now. There's no fluff needed. It's raw. Let's let it rip. And it was awesome, man. At the end of it, they were like, wow, I had no idea. Never heard this before. It was great.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a chiropractor. I have listened to that talk of yours. Depending how many times where you draw like the brain stem, and it looks like a light bulb, and you got the big
Yeah.
X where everything crosses over. Um,
Yeah.
it's vital information for everybody.
Yeah. Mankind needs to hear it, man. And mankind, and I don't care. I've given it in Panama, Russia, Dominican Republic, Florida, Connecticut. It's the same freaking message, bro.
Yeah, and no matter what language they speak, they're going to understand because it's coming from the right place. You've got diagrams. It's just like, when we're on these mission trips, we're like, no Dios, boom, boom, adjust them,
Yeah.
Dios. And that's it.
Highly practical. Yeah, pure, man. Now, you and I were going back and forth the other day, and you had a statement you made, and I'm like, Drew, we got to have a podcast on that. It's brilliant. What was the statement you said? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I mean, we
About a
talked,
thousand pennies.
yeah, it's better to have four quarters than 100 pennies.
It's better to
You
have
know, and
four quarters than
than
a
a
hundred
hundred
pennies.
pennies. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a dollar. You still got a dollar
Right?
bill, but it's better to have. I'd rather have four quarters any day than 100 pennies.
Now, you got to explain that to me, man, because it's brilliance.
I mean, you know, we have a lot of acquaintances. We've got acquaintances everywhere. Like, and you know how it is. We'll be at an airport in Kansas or an airport in White Plains, New York, and there's a good chance we're going to see somebody we know. And we have a lot of acquaintances, but like true hardcore deep friendships for decades, there's just a few of those.
Yeah.
There's just a few of them, and it's those relationships that matter. Like there's going to be people. We all come in and out of people's lives at different times, and I think that's under the providential goodness and grace of God that we don't understand when people come in and when they go out of our lives, but there's a few that just are there for the entirety of your life.
Now, some people must say, but a dollar's a dollar. Who cares? I'll take either or. And I just think about 100 pennies and how cumbersome that could be in the maintenance and managing it. Like, what's your thought on that?
Yeah, and how are you going to code it? It's troublesome. You got to roll the pennies up. Then you get a little stick worth 50 cents. You got to carry that in your pocket. Whole lot easier just to carry a dollar bill. whole lot easier to carry four quarters. It's just like you said, man. It is less maintenance, less upkeep, and it's just easier to deal with when you got four quarters.
I love it. I love it. Now, did you come up with that yourself, or one of your walking buddies used that one time? That's just like I've never heard that in my 57 years on this planet.
Yeah, I don't know. You know how you, when we do the stuff that we do, like our little group, we're all the time reading stuff, we're listening to stuff, we're sending each other videos every day
Yeah.
of just like little 20-second clip. So I don't know if I came up with that or I heard it, but I know BJ Palmer said nothing is new under the sun. It's just not. So I'm not going to take credit for that, but I don't know where I got it from.
It's like tonight, seeing their faces light up as I was teaching, what innate means and innate intelligence and our philosophy, relying on the innate of the body. And, there's usually one person in the crowd that kind of has a grumpy face in the beginning. And then when you start, so I looked at him and I said, did you eat breakfast this morning? He goes, oh, yeah, I had oatmeal and did you have to think about digesting your oatmeal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. I said, how did your body know how to break that down? I said, your body's brilliant. You're innate. You're born. And then we went on explaining it more, and he smiled.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you used to be nothing but two cells in your mommy's belly. And
Yep.
he's this older guy now, and he went back to being a baby. And I said, and talking about how smart he is, it was funny to see his energy shift. And then I talked about how brilliant and amazing his body is from within.
Mm-hmm.
To see him light up was just awesome, bro.
Yeah, and they are amazing. We have an intelligence inside of us that controls and coordinates every single function in our body. And I believe it's in
Yeah.
Genesis 2:7 where God made us and breathed life into us. It's that exhaling breath that
Into
keeps
us.
us alive. And shoot, man, like
Right.
it is amazing. And we're all functioning that way. And if we got interference in the nervous system, we're not going to function the way that he created us to.
Well, carrying 100 pennies is a lot more interference and cumbersome than just four quarters, right? I guess it's all
Yeah.
about simplicity. And this one guy, he's an ex-military guy. He said, this message is so simple, everybody should hear it. And I was like, yes, yes.
It's simple. That's the thing. It's not cumbersome like 100 pennies. It's not. It's like, listen, you have a hard bone misaligned, putting pressure on your brain stem. That's bad. But now we can correct that with an adjustment. That's good. And when that happens, you're going to function more of the way you were created to function. And that's it,
That's right. That's right.
you know. And
Divine
is that
design.
is that chasing symptoms? No, we're not chasing those symptoms, but we are going to clear you out so you function the way he created you to function.
And I said in this office, we're masters at chiropractic. We're masters at the adjustment. So we're not going to be doing other stuff. We'll refer you out for physical therapy and massage and other things. And this lady goes, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we can go, let's say we go to a diner that has like a menu that's like 12 pages thick. They have pictures of all the food. Um, that stuff's edible, but it's not good. Like down here we have Golden Corral. That's like a big all you can eat buffet stuff. They have everything from sweet potato souffle to yummy rolls to fried chicken to steak to turkey to pizza to marshmallows, whatever you want to eat. The Golden Corral has it. I call it the hog trough because it's just everything. And they even have pizza there.
Uh,
But that pizza is terrible. It's not good.
Right.
But now if you go to a pizzeria that only does pizza, man, that's some good pizza then.
Yeah, you go to Bada Bing here in Venice, man, and it is Bronx, New York pizza. It is awesome.
Yeah, and I bet Bada Bing does not sell fried chicken.
No, they're not selling anything outside of their realm, that's for sure.
Nope, they're not doing waffles. Waffles are great. Love
Yeah,
waffles, but Bada Bing doesn't sell it.
they stay in their lane and they're great at it, and people talk about it. They only have like 7 tables in there, and it's
Yeah.
packed all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of what we do. We don't have to add anything to what we do. I was talking to a guy last week, and he's struggling a little with his office, and or a lot actually. And I asked, he does a lot of stuff, right? He does a lot of stuff. And I'm like, what brings you in the most revenue? And and we don't talk about money really, but like he needs to right now. Like he needs to. And he said, the adjustments, but I do a lot of this other stuff. And I looked on his Facebook and his website, the last 5 or 6 months, the adjustment and chiropractic has been spoken of like 3 or 4 times, and that's it.
Yeah,
Everything else is nutrition, fat loss, um, cold laser, hot laser, shock wave, ultra wave, whatever. And I'm like,
you know, this
man,
is this is where this is where DE comes, because people like that could have a safe place to come. Because, like you said, he's struggling because he's
yeah,
flattered, man. He's his purpose and intentions all over the place. And a guy like that comes to DE and comes 3 or 4 meetings, and his heart opens up, and he finds his purpose as a chiropractor. His whole life will change, and that's the beauty of what DE's been doing for 60 plus years.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is amazing if we just surrender to the truth and what I know how I act. I know how you are in the office. Um, we're not the all-knowing doctor. We don't have
Right.
all the answers, but the innate intelligence inside of us, when it's working free and unimpeded, it's going to do its best job to keep us alive, healthy, functioning, and thriving. And
Yep.
that's what we do. Like, I don't
Right.
know about moth-eaten alopecia, but I do know if you got atlas subluxation and we correct that, you have the best chance to look like a collie dog that you'll ever have.
True.
You know,
True.
that's it. I
Amen.
got more faith in in the patient's innate intelligence than I do in my knowledge.
That's right. That's what I was teaching tonight. I was always taught going through school is 450 million nerve fibers crossing over in the brainstem, right?
Hmm.
I said, now they're teaching the kids there's 6 trillion.
Yeah,
How's that for science? You know? So it's constantly an evolution of understanding and human beings trying to interpret, but at the end of the day, you can't dispute innate intelligence and what it could do, because it's wiser than AI.
yeah. And those trillions of nerves, the last number I saw was about 8 or 9% are responsible for pain. The
Right,
others are responsible for function.
right,
Pain will never kill us. Pain
right.
will not kill us.
Amen.
That now that doesn't mean we should not try to get out of pain. We may need to do a little investigation and see what's going on. Um,
Yeah.
but the pain itself will not kill you, but dysfunction will. There's a internist that used to come in the office. He's retired now. We would always have these great debates. Well, we love to see each other. I asked him, well, or one day he was saying something to me, and I asked him, I said, so, one cell in your liver right now, what does it need? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, so if you don't know what one cell in your liver needs, How do you know what one in mind needs? We don't know. But that intelligence inside of us does know,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
that's it. That's the
That's
crux of everything.
that
And
is the
that
crux.
does not mean that you don't need liver medications. Like we've had some liver transplant patients and
Yeah.
they need their anti-rejection meds. They do.
Yeah. 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 We don't dispute that. But I mean, that gal's telling them tonight, a lot of these medications and things these kids are walking around with, they don't need them.
Uh,
With some lifestyle changes and removal of subluxation, man, they don't need them.
mm,
Just taking responsibility and having the discipline. And well, you can't say I'm too busy. Show up.
yeah.
Show up.
Everybody's busy. And are you going to be busy when you're sick in a bedridden?
Right.
It's too late then.
It's
It's
too
too
late then.
late.
Is right.
And we're even talking about physical things going on. There's so many people dealing with mental issues going on that physically they're fine, but
Right.
mentally they're wreck mentally.
Totally disconnected.
Yeah.
And I think that's even more prominent today than the physical. You know, when I talk about
Mhm.
Clearview Sanitarium in the talk and start mentioning anxiety, depression, all these things, they all know people with it. It's the majority of society is walking around with it now, I believe.
Yeah, I would say on our new patient paperwork, maybe 60% of people circle um, psychiatric issues, anxiety, depression, any of those things like that. I'd say at least 60% of people circle that. And we know it's probably 75% because a few of them are embarrassed to admit it,
Yeah, it's very sad.
you know. And if you're listening to this, you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. Like everybody
No,
struggles in different ways. Everybody struggles in different ways.
that's right. That's right. Well, we got DE coming up in a couple weeks.
Oh man, less than a couple of weeks. It's a week and a half, man.
Oh
A
yeah,
week from this Thursday.
I got a newbie coming with us. It's never been. Her name's Dr. Christy. You're gonna have to meet her. She's a dynamo.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's
That's
great.
awesome.
She's started doing some training with me, and she's great, man. It's great to see the lights go on and people that fall in love with chiropractic
Mhm.
and our way, which is great.
Yeah, and if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, come to DE. Like we don't make anything from DE. We just try to be there and serve people, serve the profession, because what we all need is everybody seeing more patients. We need to see more
Amen.
patients.
Serving humanity.
Yep.
Serving
And
humanity.
yep. And you pay whatever problem you got in your office, new patients will fix them.
Yeah, yeah.
New patients will fix your problem.
That's right. That's what the primary focus on is saving lives, one patient at a time.
Yep. Yep. And
Good deal, my
it's so simple, but it's not simplistic.
man. That's a fact. And it ain't easy. It's work, which is why
It
we
is.
yell, work is fun. I love to work at DE because you got to fall in love with the work.
Yeah. And to be honest, sometimes I change that. I yell to myself, um, work is hard. I love to work because sometimes it's hard.
Amen. That's honest.
It's hard, but I still
That's
love
very,
it.
it's very honest, bro.
Yep.
It's very honest. You're not lying.
Yep. No,
Good,
it's
good
but I
deal.
love it, man. We got one life to live. What are we gonna do with it?
All right.
Well,
Blow it up.
awesome, man. Awesome.
All right. Good deal, my man. It was great talking with you. We'll see if we could try to record another one this week. We got some guests that want to jump on. I'm It's been my bad. I've been a busy boy, working every day, plugging away, and I look forward to seeing you at DE, my friend.
Man, I can't wait. It's going to be off the hook. So if you want to come to DE, lifede.com. We'll be there Thursday the 29th through February the 1st. So come
Yes,
on.
sir. We'll see you all there. God bless you, man. Love you, Drew.
Yep, love y'all.